Hello, welcome to Daily Anime Reviews, where we talk about seasonal anime every day and talk about their episodes. Today, we are talking about the first 1 and 2 episodes of Dead Account, and this was an anime that I went back and forth on, because when I originally heard it, I thought it felt more like it was going to be an anime sort of similar to like a death game sort of stuff, because the main character was someone who was kind of like the best way I could explain it is like they use other terms obviously to avoid copyright, but they called him a rage bait, or like they call him like a flame baiter or something like that. He's rage baiting. That's what it is. Which I don't know why they don't just call it rage baiting, but I guess it's to fit the aesthetic of what his power is supposed to be. But we also find out that he's doing it for his sister. So I thought it was going to be a thing like he got put in a death game with maybe other streamers. He like a dead account was supposed to be like, oh, I'm hunting down like people who are like, are asshole streamers. That's what I initially thought it was. And then I saw the trailers. And the trailers made it seem like it was like a shonen action show. And so that completely threw off how I felt about this show beforehand. I was like, okay, this is completely off from what I originally thought it was going to be. But now, after physically watching the first 2 episodes of Dead Account, I actually quite like the premise that it's going for. It's actually extremely fun, because the first episode basically explains that, like, with the internet, there are tons of accounts that go abandoned because either people have passed away, something happened to them, and so they no longer exist, right? And people are like, oh, well, what happens with those accounts, right? And, like, some of them manifest into their own form of being. Which I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, I see what I'm going for. And so the main character has a sister. Like I said, he's only doing like the really cringy, like kick streamer stuff. And again, it's not kick, I forget what they're calling it, but the really like IRL kick streamer stuff where like, everyone would be an asshole, fucking, they'll like rage bait people, they'll like beat people up and stuff like that. And that's exactly what he's doing. Like, the one thing that we see him do is that he beats up like an MMA content creator, and like he beats every shit out of him. But he makes a lot of money off of it because people like to see it. It's the reason why people like Johnny Somali and Vitality existed. It's because of that reason. Yeah, I know my internet drama lore. Trust me, this is why I kind of wanted to get into it, because I was like, ooh, is this gonna feed into people like me who like really want to see it? Like, oh yeah, fuck you. But no, it went a different turn, because his sister, like, they played off really well too, because him and his sister are talking about how like he's saving up money for her to go to America so she can get this like miracle thing, right? So he can get this miracle surgery for her in order for her to feel better and stuff like that. One of the people from the academy, I think it's called the Meeting Academy, who trained these exorcists, comes after him and his phone, only to find out that his sister has actually been dead for like a month. And like it was from something that was out of her control, which we find out in episode 2. And because of that, he's like grieving and constantly messaging the account like, hey, are you there? Please answer me. Are you really gone? Blah, 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 blah. That so much grief is built up that the account actually starts messaging him back. And like ends up manifesting into like its own form of ghost, which like it possesses her account to actually like do something and stuff like that. But he ends up having powers because of it, which I thought was a little bullshitty, where he was just like, oh yeah, like I get it, I need to set you free. And so he has like flames and stuff like that, and he could like pull out of his phone. This is all sounding so dumb, but I promise you, it's in execution, it's a lot more fun. So then like he shows him the academy, and I also find it very interesting that people like know who he is, and then he also has powers that people are very wary of. We still don't know the significance, because he has blue flames, which are demon flames. Some people are like, oh, demon flames, that's kind of interesting. And then some people of the staff are like, wait, he has blue flames? Blue flames? That's not good. That's really fucking bad. We can't have a student like that with blue flames. But I do at least appreciate the main character at the beginning of that second episode, given the fact he was just like, my sister's gone, and like her ghost is exorcised. I no longer have anything else to do in this world, and frankly, I don't want to be in the Exorcist world if it reminds me of my sister. So I'm just going to go and get a normal job and just kind of like live my life just normally, whatever, like that, right? Which I don't blame him. And honestly, everyone else is kind of an asshole. Like, don't get me wrong. He is an asshole, right? Like, without knowing about his sister, he is an asshole for what he did. My issue is, though, is like, okay, but like everyone else also kind of knows the context that like he was doing it for his sister. And like everyone knows. And I think there's a dude called Kusakabe or whatever the fuck his name was, who was just like, bro, you're not special. Like, everyone's fucking sister died, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, that doesn't mean people don't feel bad when people die. It's still a significant, like, moment in people's lives. And it's like, yeah, you're right. People do get left behind. And it's shitty, and those people feel bad. Maybe you should be a bit more sensitive. Which makes me think he also has lost somebody probably in a similar way. I assume everyone has lost somebody there in a similar way. But that doesn't mean you don't have to go and be fucking shitty about it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Also, something that I really hope is the case. I hope that at least a lot of people, or at least a significant amount of people, are also social media aspects themselves. I feel like it would be cool to have that. Otherwise, it would just be so random to just... I mean, not necessarily. There are exorcists and stuff like that. But I think it would be funny just to be like, oh, yeah, it's celebrities because they... Or, like, internet influencers because, you know, they can. And those are the ones that, like, you know, they get it or something like that. So I think it'd be pretty cool to see that, but like it's something that doesn't need to necessarily happen. But yeah, dude, I will admit I was expecting not much from this. If I'm being completely honest, I was expecting this to be just kind of a whatever type of story, but like it's actually done well. Like the actual animation actually isn't that bad. I know the premise sounds so dumb, right? With like ghosts hunting accounts and being bad and yada yada yada, but like realistically it's not that bad. I think it's fun, I think it's playful, I think it's kind of cute, I think it's kind of entertaining to me, if I'm being completely honest. It's fun. It's a bit of fun. I think that people can enjoy. And like, if you like something like that, if you like something that's dumb and stupid, I think this is like right up your alley. But I think it does it in a fun way too. Also, I think the story's gonna really lean into the grief of like death and all that, and seeing how people react to it, and seeing everyone's own take on how that is. I think it's gonna be fun. I think this anime does have some potential. I was coming in here ready to hate on this anime, but I'm not gonna lie. I had fun. With the first 2 episodes, and I think we're going to have fun with the rest of this. But with that being said, let me know if you like it or if you hate it, if you enjoyed the wackiness of whatever this is. And tell me if like it's worth watching for you guys, because I'm going to at least give it a chance. It is definitely worth a chance. But yes, thank you all for coming back, and we'll be back with more stuff like this at some point. I hope you will come and join us soon. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.